To save lives across your area when it comes to natural disasters or even just, again, saving lives through the donations of blood is the American Red Cross. And today we are bringing on the Regional Chief Executive Officer for the Mid-Michigan area, Kelly King. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. And can you tell us about your time being the Chief Officer or Executive Officer ever since you started in the beginning of this year?
Well, Taylor, thanks for having me. Great to be here. And yeah, I started in January or mid-January, and it has been a great experience. And the team that I get to work with here, who dedicates day in and day out their time to respond to disasters such as the extreme weather disasters that we see across the country, as well as right here in the Michigan area where we see home fires. You know, we had the recent response in northern Michigan to the ice storm and the power outages that had happened up there because of that. So over 90% of our workforce is volunteers. And so we could not do it without them. So I want to give them a big shout out.
I think that's wonderful. You want to give them a shout out. You want to appreciate them because, again, like you said, 90% of the American Red Cross is managed through the volunteers who go and put their own time, their dedication, the effort to saving other people's lives. Can you speak on some of the things that volunteers do in order to save people's lives?
Absolutely. So our volunteers are on call pretty much 24/7 for when an emergency need arises. And so they'll go out if there's a home fire, and they will go out to the home and provide just comfort and care. Also financial assistance so that that family who was impacted by a home fire, that their immediate needs are met, whether that be they need to find a place to stay because they can't go back in their homes, or they need to get some food. We'll help replace medications if they lose medications in the fire or medical equipment. So there's a lot. And then on our larger disasters, they'll even go across the country and fly out and provide care when there's sheltering needs. So they may be helping set up cots and, again, just really providing that comfort and care for somebody on their worst day.
And they help uplift them. There's a variety of ways that the volunteers do help people across our area, not just Michigan, but even going beyond across the rest of our country. Now, where do you step into all of this, Kelly? How are you managing volunteers or even providing those relief efforts or even overcoming some of these challenges you may have seen?
So I have the honor and the privilege to lead this amazing team and the volunteers. And so for me, it's making sure that we have the capacity to not only respond to the increase in disasters that we're seeing from extreme weather, but making sure that we have volunteers at our blood drives and that we're maintaining the blood supplies so that when folks have a need for a blood product, that product is available on the shelves and they have it. I want to ensure that our service members have access to emergency communications and that when they are away from their families. So there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of work that we do within the communities, and I am just incredibly grateful to lead a team that makes the mission of alleviating human suffering their main priority every day.
Oh, you're touching hearts, you're touching lives. And we appreciate you, Kelly, for speaking on not only your mission, but the rest of the volunteers who are part of the American Red Cross. Thank you for joining us on Mid-Michigan Matters.
Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it.